The story begins in the Pride Lands. Animals from every corner of the kingdom gathered to celebrate the birth of a lion cub, Simba, the son of King Mufasa. High above them, the wise shaman Rafiki presents the newborn to the crowd. The animals bow in silence, honoring their future king. But not everyone is celebrating. Deep in the shadows, Scar, Simba's uncle, watches with clear resentment. He's angry, bitter, and very much alone. Soon after, Zazu, the king's loyal advisor, arrives to inform Scar that Mufasa has noticed his absence. Scar knows he'll need a convincing excuse. Moments later, Mufasa confronts him directly, asking why he missed the ceremony. Scar casually claims he forgot, brushing it off without care. Mufasa is clearly displeased, and makes one thing very clear. Simba is the future king of the Pride Lands, and Scar hears every word. Not long after, we meet young Simba himself. He wakes his parents with excitement, and Mufasa takes him to the highest point of the kingdom. From there, he shows Simba the vast land stretching as far as the sun can reach. Everything the light touches will one day be his. But when Simba notices the dark land beyond their borders, Mufasa's tone changes. That place is forbidden. No lion should ever go there, not even to explore. As they walk together, Mufasa teaches Simba what it truly means to be king. A real ruler respects all life, from the smallest ant to the mightiest animal. Their moment is interrupted by Zazu's morning report. Mufasa playfully uses Zazu to teach Simba how to pounce, and they share a laugh. Then suddenly, a warning. The hyenas have been spotted. Mufasa orders Zazu to escort Simba home. Simba wants to stay and help, but his father refuses. Disappointed, Simba walks away until Zazu reminds him that one day, he will be king. And then, Simba seeks out Scar, proudly. He tells his uncle that one day he'll rule the Pride Lands, just like his father. Scar listens closely and plants a dangerous thought in Simba's mind. He asks if Mufasa ever showed him the lands beyond the northern border. Simba says no. His father warned him never to go there. Scar smirks. Only the bravest lions dare to visit that place, he says. The elephant graveyard. And then Scar makes Simba promise one thing. No one can ever know about the secret. And then, Simba heads to find his mother, Sarabi, who's sitting with her friend. He asks if he can take Nala with him to go play. Sarabi agrees, but with one condition. Zazu has to go with them. As they walk, Simba quietly tells Nala the truth. They're going to the elephant graveyard. But first, they need to get rid of Zazu. They start playing, singing, and distracting the animals around them. Suddenly, a herd of wildebeest charges straight toward Zazu. The birds scatter, Zazu is knocked away, and the cubs run off fast. They reach the elephant graveyard. Moments later, Zazu catches up to them, furious. He warns them this place is dangerous, and they need to leave immediately. But Simba pushes back. He says he likes danger. At that exact moment, the hyenas appear. They circle in, planning to eat them. Simba and Nala run for their lives, while the hyenas grab Zazu, planning to cook him. Zazu barely escapes, but the chase isn't over. Just when things seem hopeless, Mufasa appears. He roars with power, driving the hyenas away. He warns them never to come near his son again. Then Mufasa orders Zazu to take Nala home. Alone with Simba, Mufasa confronts him. He says he's deeply disappointed. Simba broke the rules. And worse, he put himself and Nala in serious danger. Simba tries to explain. He says he was only trying to be brave, like his father. Mufasa softens. He tells Simba that true bravery isn't about taking risks. It's about knowing when to be brave and when to stop. That night, Mufasa asks Simba to look up at the stars. He tells him that all the great kings of the past are watching from above, and that Simba should always trust they'll guide him on the right path. Meanwhile, Scar is already moving. He meets the hyenas and throws them a piece of meat as a gift. Then he makes a promise. If they help him kill Mufasa, he'll make sure they never have to live in the shadows again. The plan begins immediately. Scar lures Simba to a dry gorge and asks him to wait there. He claims he's preparing a big surprise. Suddenly, the hyenas appear, ready to attack. At that same moment, a massive herd of wildebeest comes charging through the canyon. Simba runs, trapped in the stampede. Scar rushes to Mufasa and tells him his son is in danger. Without hesitation, Mufasa runs. He fights through the chaos and saves Simba, but he can't save himself. Hanging from the edge of the cliff, Mufasa begs Scar for help. Scar looks down and betrays him. He throws Mufasa into the stampede below. Mufasa dies. Moments later, Simba finds his father's body. He tries to wake him. He begs him to get up, but it's too late. Scar appears and fills Simba with guilt. He tells him this is all his fault, and that he must run, and never return to the Pride Lands. Simba runs. The hyenas chase him, trying to kill him. He barely escapes, falling from a cliff. The hyenas believe he's dead, but Simba survives, broken, terrified, and alone. He keeps running, far away from everything he's ever known. Meanwhile, back in the Pride Lands, Scar steps forward and declares himself king. He announces a new era, an alliance between the lions and the hyenas, and under his rule, everything begins to change. Far away in the desert, two unlikely friends appear, a meerkat named Timoon and a warthog named Pumbaa. They find Simba collapsed on the ground, barely alive. Instead of leaving him, they decide to help. When Simba wakes up, he's lost and heartbroken. Timoon and Pumbaa tell him to forget the past and stop worrying about the future. They invite him to live by one simple rule, Hakuna Matata. When Simba asks what it means, they smile. No worries, no guilt, no pain. Simba stays with them. At first, he's disgusted when they offer him bugs to eat, but slowly, he tries them, and to his surprise, he likes them. Time passes. Simba grows up, still living by Hakuna Matata, playing, singing, and hiding from his past. Back in the Pride Lands, everything is falling apart. The land is destroyed. There's no food, no water. Zazu is trapped in a cage, forced to entertain Scar day and night like a radio. When Zazu mentions Mufasa, Scar loses his patience. The hyenas complain too. They're starving, but Scar gives them nothing and drives them away. Elsewhere, one night, Simba sits with Timoon and Pumbaa, staring at the stars. Timoon jokes that they're just glowing bugs stuck in the sky, but Simba quietly shares what his father once told him, that the great kings are watching from above. Timoon laughs at him. Simba gets upset and walks away alone. The next day, as Timoon and Pumbaa wander through the jungle, Nala suddenly appears. She chases Pumbaa, trying to hunt him. Simba steps in to protect his friend and ends up fighting her. Then they freeze. They recognize each other. Nala realizes the truth. Simba is alive. She's overwhelmed with joy. Simba introduces her to Timon and Pumbaa, and Nala tells them everything. Back home, everyone believes Simba is dead. Scar lied about what really happened. The Pride Lands are ruined. The animals are starving, and the hyenas rule beside Scar. Nala looks at Simba and tells him the truth. He is the rightful king. He has to come back, but Simba refuses. He says she doesn't understand. He says he can't go back, and that he's not the king. Heartbroken, Nala turns away and leaves, and that night, something unexpected happens. The wise mandrill Rafiki appears to Simba. He tells him he knows who he truly is, the son of King Mufasa. Rafiki says he knows where Simba's father is, and urges him to follow. They move quickly through the jungle, until they reach a small, quiet pond. Rafiki tells Simba to look into the water. At first, Simba sees only his own reflection. Then he realizes something deeper. He looks just like his father. Rafiki tells him the truth. Even if Mufasa is gone, he still lives inside him. Suddenly, the sky changes. Mufasa appears among the stars. He tells Simba to return to the Pride Lands, to remember who he is. He reminds him, he is a true king. After that, Rafiki tells Simba a final lesson. You can either run from pain, or learn from it. And in that moment, Simba makes his choice. He decides to go back, to face Scar. When Simba returns to the Pride Lands, he finds a place dark, broken, and lifeless. Nothing is the same. Nala sees him, and she's overwhelmed with joy. Together with Timoon and Pumbaa, they form a plan. Timoon and Pumbaa distract the hyenas near Scar's den. While Simba moves forward, he witnesses Scar treating his mother cruelly. And then Simba steps out of the shadows. Sarabi is shocked. Simba is alive. Simba confronts Scar and demands that he step down. Scar refuses. A massive battle breaks out. Simba forces Scar to admit the truth, that he was responsible for Mufasa's death. Scar tries to do to Simba what he once did to Mufasa, but this time, it doesn't work. Simba demands the truth be spoken aloud. In front of everyone, Scar finally confesses. The fight erupts again. Lions against hyenas. Rafiki, Timoon, and Pumbaa all join in. Scar tries to escape, but Simba chases him down. Simba defeats Scar and leaves him to the hyenas, the same ones he betrayed and starved. They turn on him, and Scar meets his end. At last, Simba takes his rightful place as king. He reunites with Nala. They build a new life together. A new cub is born, and life finally returns to the Pride Lands. And with that, our story comes to an end.